Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to the 14 Eagles webinar screen share. My name is Greg Phillips. I'll be your host. We hope you guys had a great, wonderful week. We have a lot of good things getting ready to happen. We hope that you guys saw that video of the week, because this is the kind of information we want to share with everybody, and we want you to make sure you get it to your friends and family. And, you need to become part of the our email database, which is Control Tower at 14 Eagles Den, in order to make sure you're receiving these here. Because it's very, very important that we understand that, this is what this is all about. This is what this platform is all about. We're very, very close to launching again. We're doing a soft launch pretty soon, and we want you to get your friends and family in front of it so that they'll be ready for when this happens. So with that being said, Brian, I'm going to open the floor so you can give us an update, let us know where we're at, and go from there.
Very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, to start off with the update, we are literally inches away from launching this thing, okay? I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but unfortunately, I'm not in control of that. So we're at the mercy of the developers and the website designers and all of that, all of those technical people. We're at their mercy right now. So we just have to continue to hold on. Everything is coming. Everything is on the verge of busting loose. And as we've said in the past, once this thing comes out and we're able to put it out there for everybody to use, it's going to change the whole game about what's going on out here. And I believe you're going to be very pleased of what we have for you, and how we can help change people's lives, and that's what we're all about here. And so, being patient will always pay off. It will always pay off. So it'll be here. It's coming, and I'm like you guys. I can't wait either. I can't wait for it to be here. 14 Eagles. We've been around for quite a while, 14 Eagles. We've stood the test of time as a gifting platform. And so most people that have had gifting platforms, they've come and gone. But we're still here. And so that goes to show you, how 14 Eagles has sustained itself and what we've done. And we've helped a lot of people. A lot of people have come through 14 Eagles. Well, right now we're on the verge of revamping 14 Eagles, as you may know, and we've kind of revitalized it, and we've partnered up with a company, Fund Me 24/7, that is right in line with what 14 Eagles does, and we're almost like mirror images of each other, but yet we're different, and so it was a perfect fit, and so we're getting ready to start a campaign. We're starting a campaign to go back and get all the people that were with 14 Eagles in the past, years ago, and we're here to campaign for brand new people that don't know anything about 14 Eagles. And we feel that the platform that we've become in the partnership with Fund Me 24/7, that we're going to disrupt the whole industry by creating our own virtual community. And when I mean a virtual community, I mean virtually everything is online. We're going to have a whole new community, and it's going to be worldwide. It's a worldwide community. So therefore, there's no limits to what we can do here. And in our imagination, we can go as high as our imagination in our virtual community. And it's all about bridging the gaps and bringing people together. Connecting people. We are the backbone of this planet, okay? The people. The people are the ones who make things happen. And so we're trying to move away from the traditional society and create our own society in the virtual world. So it's going to be a little different than what most people are used to, but that's okay, because we know that being different is good, especially as it pertains to society as it is today. You know, things have really gotten crazy with the political issues going on right now, not just in this country, but all around the world. The banking situation and the economic system that we're under, it has just gone crazy. And so it's so much uncertainty out there right now. And because there's so much uncertainty in the economic situation, in the political situation, the people are in turmoil. Every time you turn on the news, there's something crazy going on. Okay, and the social media that it has that has erupted through all of this stuff has just gone, I don't know, just literally crazy. Well, we're here to create a new community, all right? And we're here to help retrain people's mentalities. And what I like to call it a paradigm shift. There's a paradigm shift going on right now. And some people can feel it, some people can't. But we're here to try to put this in front of people and get them to try to change their consciousness about what's happening. All right, educate people. That's what we're all about, educating people, educating each other. And at the same time that we educate each other, we're also going to put each other in a better financial situation in our virtual economic community. All right, so we're trying to create a whole new economics here. And so it's going to be different. We know it's going to be different. Some people are going to look at us a little strange, and we understand that because they don't really understand, you know, what we're about yet. But we feel that once they do understand the concept of what we have here with 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7, that people are really, really going to grab hold of it. They're going to really understand what it's all about. And when they do, it's going to just go viral. And it's just going to spread like a wildfire all around the world. And that's what we're looking for. And that's why we're so excited here at 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7. Because we know this is something that people need today. They need this type of change. They need this type of education. They need this type of inspiration to show that there is hope, all right, and that everything is not doom and gloom. So when we start this campaign, we want you all with us. We want you all coming along with us for the ride and going out there and helping as many people as we can. Because you understand, we can't do this by ourselves. And that's the whole premise behind 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7, is that we have to create our own platform to be able to help each other to reach higher heights. This is the whole concept of this. And we're going to do it in a legal and moral and ethical way. And see, and that's what's been missing all of these years and all this time. You know, people have been trying to get there. People have been trying to do things to try to help people, but it just didn't meld together. Well, we think that with our little platform and our little program, that we are the glue to bring all this stuff together. Little do people know. And so we really have high expectations for what we're getting ready to do. So that's why we take this very seriously. But we're also going to have fun with it as well. Because it's always fun when people can learn something new and also become financially independent. Okay? Financially independent. Because 95% of most people's problems is a money problem. And if we can solve the money problem, then all of our other problems can be well taken care of. You know? And so with this concept, through 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7, we feel that we have the solution. You know, everybody's always coming up what the problem is. We know what the problems are, but is anybody coming up with the solution? Well, we feel like we have a solution. We don't have the solution, but we have a solution. And we have a solution that can bring other solutions and other programs into the fold as well. I think that these two programs will help inspire other people to do great things. And that's why we're building it as a virtual community. We're creating a new community where people can prosper and become inspirational to one another. That's what it's all about. All right. So we're going to be having our website come out soon, and we're going to have people go to the website so you can see what 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7 is all about, and study the concept. And when you come to these calls here, that's what we want to do. Is we want to talk about the concept of why we need something like 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7. You know, anytime that we have these type of programs where people have to invite other people to get involved, one of the first things people think about or come to their mind, and that they've been indoctrinated to automatically to assume, is that it's a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme. And most of the time, most people don't even know what a pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme is. So, real quick, before we go any further, I just want to kind of nip that in the bud, okay? Pyramid and Ponzi schemes. Because anytime that you bringing someone in or you're inviting someone in, it's not always conducive to a pyramid or Ponzi scheme. That is something that people that try to keep people from coming together and doing things to help each other, that's what they say to keep people from doing that. The powers that be. They put that out there. They put that out into the consciousness. So anytime that you reaching out to help someone or bring them into something to try to help, then they tag it with that line or that title, pyramid scheme and Ponzi scheme. The same thing that they do when you talk about something, about a truth that's going on, and the first thing they want to say is that it's a conspiracy theory. They use that word conspiracy theory so loosely about anything that's different than what they want you to know. Well, see, we have to kind of get out of that. We have to be able to think for ourselves. And see, when we're talking about a pyramid scheme, you know, a pyramid scheme, by definition, a pyramid scheme is a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. The key word here is investors. The initial promoters recruit investors who in turn recruit more investors and so on. The scheme is called a pyramid because at each level the number of investors increase. That's a pyramid scheme. And seeing Fund Me 24/7 and 14 Eagles is nowhere close to a pyramid scheme. Nowhere close to it. And then the other term, Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent investing, key word, investing, an investing scam promising high rates of return with little risk to investors. The Ponzi scheme generates returns for early investors by acquiring new investors. This is similar to a pyramid scheme in that both are based on using new investors' funds to pay the earlier backers. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's a pyramid scheme. So that's why I wanted to just get this up front. Get this out the way right up front. What a pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme really is. Because whenever you're trying to help somebody and you're trying to bring others in to help each other, there's no reason to tag it with the pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme title. And so that word has gotten so loosely used that it's just automatically thrown into the fray when we're talking about a platform trying to help people. Whether it be network marketing, multi-level marketing, any of those programs. They want to label it as a pyramid scheme. And it's nowhere near a pyramid scheme. And the great thing about 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7, it's not even a multi-level marketing program. So we really have changed the game. All right? And we've put it into a way where almost nobody can really lose. So when it's done in the way that we're doing it, in the way that we're getting ready to put it out, when you do it this way, and there's really, the risk is almost null and void, then the other thing people struggle with is that, and the other phrase that people throw out there is too good to be true. This is just too good to be true. Well, you know, if you really look at it and understand the concept, then you'll know it's not too good to be true. And see, and that's all we want people to do, is just take a healthy look to try to understand the concept of what we're putting out here with 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7. Because I really think if you really study it and look at what we're doing here at 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7, you'll know that it just makes so much sense. So much sense. And it's almost a complete opposite of the system that we're dealing in right now, the physical society that we're dealing in, versus this virtual community that we deal in. So you'll see the difference. And one of the differences that I like to point out sometime is that in the regular community, in the physical community, and going about our day-to-day life, the concept is all around selling, buying, and taking. Selling, buying, and taking. Somebody's always trying to sell you something. Of course. Why? Because everybody's trying to make some money. Always trying to sell something. And so quite naturally, if somebody's trying to sell you something, then somebody's got to buy it, right? So they've tricked us into becoming professional consumers. People that just buy. Okay? Because there's more people buying than selling. All right? So we any little monies that we do get, they trick us into buying something. So it's selling, buying, and then taking. Because what sense does it make for a government to take from the community their hard-earned money? Matter of fact, the government takes your money before you even get it. What sense does that make if you really think about it? You know, this is a taking society. The government takes from you. People in your community will take from you. I mean, it's just take. And that's the mentality that has been derived from this sell, buy, and take community or society. Whereas in our virtual community that we're developing, we're more on the premise of give, share, and accept. Give, share, and accept. And Greg puts it so eloquently, and we're going to make this our motto in 14 Eagles. You give from the heart, because if you give from the heart, you're not expecting anything in return, right? If you're just genuinely trying to give to someone, to help somebody, and you're not expecting anything, that's the best form of giving. You know, that is the best form of giving, just giving from the heart. And not only does it make the person who receives it feel good, but it can even make you feel good. See, that's part of that paradigm shift. When you can give something to somebody and feel good about it. That's what we're trying to foster here in 14 Eagles. So we're in a giving community. We're also in a sharing community. Okay, we want to share what we have. We want to share the information that we have. You know, information has become a business in the real society out there. It's become a business where you have to buy information. No, we want to share the information in our community. Share it. Why shouldn't you know what I know? If I find something out that can benefit you, why shouldn't I tell you about it? It makes no sense for me to sell it to you. Right? It doesn't benefit the community by me selling you what I know. So in this community, we want to give and we want to share, but we also want to accept what's ever coming our way. Any benevolence that's coming our way, we want to accept that wholeheartedly. So what Greg has come up with our new motto is give the give the love, what was, oh God, man, now it made me forget. I just made myself forget it. And I had it so perfect. Greg, come in here for a minute. You gotta have this. I gotta put this motto on a slide. What is our new motto, Greg? Is he open? He can't come in.
Okay, Brian, can you hear me now?
There you go. There we go. Give us our motto, man.
It's give from your heart.
Give from your heart. There you go.
Share your love and accept your blessings.
And accept your blessings. That right there is it in a nutshell. That describes the whole concept of what we're doing here in our virtual community. That is so powerful. And we that's going to be our motto. And we're going to put that on the website. We're going to put that everywhere. Because that is it right there. Just that one phrase right there will put you in the frame of mind that you need to be in this community. To be in this community. So, you know, this is powerful. Powerful stuff. And then also in our community, what's a community without businesses? Because, you know, we have to have business. We have to have some type of business. But the businesses that we're having in our community, they're not here to try to sell you. They're here to provide you what you need. Now, quite naturally, we have to pay for it because that's part of commerce. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least being in our community, in our virtual community, in the way that our virtual community works, the businesses that sell goods and services, they're not pressed to make a buck. See, their whole mentality is going to change too. The business mentality will change. Because you're not selling just to make a dollar. You're selling a product or service that somebody really needs. Okay, they're going to come to you to get it. You don't have to go to them to try to sell it to them. They're going to come to you to try to get it from you. And seeing the great thing about it in our community, they won't even have to come out of their pocket to buy from you. because our virtual community will provide the money to buy whatever they want to go buy. They don't have to go in their pocket. You're like, what are you talking about, Brian? You don't have to go in your pocket. No, you don't have to go in your pocket. Why? Because the community provides that for you. We take care of each other. You kind of see what I'm getting to here? The community provides for you financially. So you don't have to go and take the money out of your pocket that you got from the physical real world. In our virtual community provides for you. That's what we're here for, to provide for one another, to give, share, and accept from one another. This is what we have to get across to the rest of the world. And when they get it, guess what? This thing is going to spread like wildfire. Because deep down in most people's hearts and minds, this is what they want. They don't want to go out here and struggle every day. They don't want to go out here and have to do something that they don't want to do just to make a buck to keep the lights on and put food on the table. What kind of life is that? And we've been doing that for so long that we think that's the only way. And so when we think that's the only way, we've become complacent with that way. Well, no more. No more. We've been inspired. See, the Creator has put something in our path, and it's up to us to take it and run with it. It's up, not to take it, but to accept it and run with it and bring it to the masses. There's no way we should be having homeless people out here living on the street. No way. Not with all the people that we have in the world. There's billions of people in the world. Why do we have so many people living in poverty, living in the street, living in squalor all around the world, where you have 1 to 2% of the people on the planet living like kings? That makes no sense. So the game has to be changed, and it has to start somewhere. It has to start somewhere. Somewhere, somebody's got to get this thing to change. It's time out to stop talking about it and start doing it. And so that's what we're doing. That's right, this small little group of people that's creating this virtual community, it's going to start right here. We're going to do our part. And as we do our part and everybody come on board with us, guess what? Small numbers turn into big numbers. Right? Small numbers turn into big numbers. It's a powerful thing. And if you have a business out there, guess what? This is for you. The business, just like in any community, the business is what makes the community thrive. The businesses. But when you're in our community, the business is going to do more than thrive. It's going to do more than just thrive. The businesses are going to explode in our community. So we want you to think about it. We want you to study it. Study us. Study our concept. When our website comes out, we want you to go on it. We want you to pick it apart. We dare you to find something wrong with it, conceptually, because we're going to make errors. That's part of life. But conceptually, nobody can deal with this. Nobody can cut this down conceptually. Either you don't understand it or you just don't want to do it, period. Because it's not about money. You can't say the money is keeping you from doing it. You can't say it's illegal or some type of pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme. That's not an excuse no more. It's either you don't want to help someone, you don't want to share what you have, and you don't want to accept what this community has to give. It's just that simple. And I'm not trying to shame anybody into not, into that doesn't want to do it. That's fine if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to be a part of this community, that's fine. I'm not going to shame you into that. But I'm just telling you the truth. When you see the difference from what you're living in now to dealing with this community here, it's night and day. If you really look at it, it's night and day. Let me see here. We have, Dwayne. I'm gonna bring my partner up, Dwayne here. See if I can open up his mic. Dwayne, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just real briefly, give us your highlight or your concept of how businesses can prevail in this virtual community.
Oh, okay. Greetings, everybody. And it's an honor to be here, be in this position here, and to bring this forth to the community, the business community, to be more specific. But we have a system here that in so many ways actually supports businesses. Just by virtue of a business, an individual, and this is a small business. We're not talking about Walmart. We're talking about the corner store, the lady or the girl who does hair in her living room or in the kitchen. The guy who is an independent marketing representative for some network marketing company, or real estate agent, someone who's a garage mechanic. Small business, simple. We're providing that community where they now have a place to now grow. And we come together. And by virtue of them going out and sharing this with their peers, their circle, their community themselves, to have the opportunity to advertise their business, now makes them eligible to start receiving contributions. I mean, essentially what they're doing, they're getting contributions just for being in our community. Now, where do you go and advertise to do that? I think we're the only ones on this planet that we know of. So it provides a real nice situation, a win-win situation, whether they sell anything or not, whether they sell their wares or get new associates or anything of that nature. We're providing support while they're on that journey. So it's a great situation, and I have some folks that are coming on board, and they saw this thing, and they said, man, I don't know how you came up with it, but this is magnificent. So, we have something really, really hot here.
Yeah, this is literally powerful for a business person.
Mm-hmm.
And the business people, they're the ones that's really going to grow this community. They're the ones that's going to grow it.
Yes.
Because this community is for them. Because they're bringing something to the community that the community really needs. You know?
Correct.
And so it's better to buy it through the virtual community out of the economic system that the virtual community provides than to dig it in your pocket in the physical community that you can barely make a living from anyway. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Tell you what, we got something going on here. We just hope that everybody can see it. And we understand everybody's not going to see it right away because they've been indoctrinated by the old way. This is the new way. And sometimes it takes time for people to change their thinking and their mentality. And we understand that. So we're patient with that. Because, see, we already know that it doesn't take a lot of people to make a change. You know, there's plenty of people that have come throughout history that, you know, that have made change by themselves. You know, you study Mahatma Gandhi. You study Martin Luther King. And people of that stature that have come along and made change just on their own and had people follow that, what they taught and what they preached and what they teach. One person can make a change. And think about it, if you come into this community and start to do what you do in this community, and you go back into the old community, you too can make a change. Just you. Whether it be in your family, whether it be in your neighborhood, you can start to affect change in that real world scenario. See, this community is inspiring, we believe. It's going to inspire people to do great things. Because you're not tied up. You know? The sky's the limit when you come into this community. You're encouraged to do something different, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody or infringe on anybody's property. That's the way it should be. That's more of a biblical way, universal way. So the businesses are going to thrive here. Thanks, Dwayne. Because this is powerful. Now, real quick, I want to bring up, you know, I've told you that we partnered with Fund Me 24/7. And Fund Me 24/7 is already changing the game. Already. Fund Me 24/7 is in, I believe, right now, is in 29 different countries. And Marco, correct me on that if I'm wrong. But we're in over 20 countries right now, I know, where people can get involved in Fund Me 24/7. So they're already reaching around the world. And people have already, it has already made a change in people's lives in the short time that it has been here. So it's destined to do great things because it is definitely disrupting the crowdfunding industry. Crowdfunding is a $30 billion industry right now, and looking to be over $300 billion by 2025. That's crazy. So there are people out here trying to help people. But Fund Me 24/7 takes it to a whole nother level. And so what I want to do is I want to bring up the person who runs Fund Me 24/7, if I can open up his mic.
I unmuted myself, Brian.
Oh, okay, there you go. Mark Stevens, could you tell us just briefly about Fund Me 24/7 and how you see it working with 14 Eagles and how we can really make a change in what's going on out here in the world?
Be glad to, first, peace and blessings, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be able to come on and to share with you. As Brian says, we're here to help change the world and people's light in the world, because I want to leave this thought before I finish. I'm going to do that now. And I want everybody to think about this. There's a difference in being broke and being poor. Now, being broke is a temporary economic condition which you can change by being a part of the 14 Eagle community. But being poor is a disabling frame of mind, and poor simply, as Greg says, it stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly, and that's what a lot of people do, by thinking the wrong things, by not understanding a pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme, or saying it is what it's not. And it's also a distressed condition of the spirit. So we must vow never ever to be poor again. And I learned this from Brian Fraser, that when money circulates in a community 7 times, that community becomes free. And that's what everybody is looking for. Everybody, whether they say it or not, they're looking for freedom. And my definition of life is simply this: living independently for everyone. So if everybody pulls together and do that, then everyone can be free, and they can live independently and do the things that they want to do for themselves and their family. And this is why 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7 are partnering, because as you all well know, because you're on the call every week, that 14 Eagles is not a business. Fund Me 24/7 is a business, but it's designed to help everybody to get free. So the combination of the two is lethal. There's nothing, as Brian said, there's nothing on a planet that even can compare to it. So we're very, very honored and happy to be able to share, and to share a platform of giving and sharing with 14 Eagles to make everybody's life in the world much better than what it really is. So thank you, Brian.
Brian, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Oh, my fault. My fault. I'm just talking away. Ain't nobody hearing me. I was muting myself.
Not a word. I bet you that was your best stuff too.
It probably was. It probably was. But what I was saying when I muted myself, that Mark Stevens, he is one of the persons that I know that has the most integrity that I've ever seen in my life. And when you have someone with the type of integrity that he has, and the passion to help people, and he has a company, the type of company that he has, and you have someone like him that's at the helm of that company, that's powerful. But then you take what he has and put it with 14 Eagles, and put those two together, it becomes a lethal weapon against the system that we're currently under. And I say that to say this. Because of the change that we're going to make with these two small programs, because people think they're very small. I don't, but most people are going to look at it as a small program. These small programs are going to be so lethal that somebody's going to try to come down on it. Trust me. They're going to try, because we're going to change so many lives. So that's why we have to be so committed to helping people, to where when they come after us to try to keep us from helping people and disrupting their system, that it doesn't do anything. Because see, in this community, we're not going to deal in fear. We're going to arm you with information and knowledge. And when you have information and knowledge, and you're financially independent, nobody in that other system can tell you anything. They can't scare you. They can't force you to do anything that you don't want to do. And so when you have a whole group of people like that, then there's nothing that system can do. And then that's when the consciousness starts to change. Powerful, powerful stuff. So in closing, what I want to do is I want to bring up my partner. This is the guy I call Mr. 14 Eagles. He's been here from the beginning. He's been through the hard times, the good times, and all the in-between times. And he's one of the reasons why 14 Eagles is still here. And nobody has more passion for 14 Eagles than he does. Nobody that I know of. All right, and he has really put the passion in me to do what we're doing. It's him. We've been coming on these Thursday night calls for, 9 years now. And he's always brought that spiritual aspect of what we're doing here at 14 Eagles. And that's why 14 Eagles has evolved to what it is now, and getting ready to really change the world along with Fund Me 24/7. And so what I want to do is I want to bring my brother Greg Phillips up here. And Greg, I want you to go ahead and just tell us a little bit about what you think 14 Eagles is all about and how we're going to change the world. And you can close us out, brother.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. Family, I just want to say, first of all, Brian, thanks again, Mark, Dwayne, for your input and your information, because it's very, very important that people understand that, we're working together here. This is a connection, and that's what the 14 Eagles platform is really all about, bringing people together. And, Brian, I just want to thank you again for those kind words, because, I was looking around to see what you were talking about, man. I was like, who's that guy he's talking about? I want to meet him, too. But honestly, family, this is what we're about here. And, like Brian said, we're chomping at the bit, because when we put this platform back out there and we combine this with the campaign that we have for Fund Me 24/7 and Feed Me 24/7, we have the opportunity to do all the things that you've always wanted to do. The thing I think about what makes 14 Eagles so unique and so powerful is that we try to reach the soul of people. Because deep down inside, a lot of us know there's a lot of weird things going on. We're not comfortable about. We just know something's wrong, and that's what the 14 Eagles platform is really about. Is by putting out information and sharing information, you see that this is much more than just a gifting platform. you see that we're trying to share information because deep down inside in our souls, a lot of us feel that something's not right. Like Brian was saying, people shouldn't be starving. You know, the Creator has made this planet a place of abundance. The universe is full of abundance. It's full of love. It's full of caring. It's full of joy. And that has been taken away from us. And we're trying to find out how can we get it back again. And that's what the 14 Eagles platform is all about. You know, that, and with the videos of the week, especially this week here, it really touched me because of the fact that we want to show you that, you know, yeah, we've all been duped. You know, it has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with religion, is that this has been a systematic system to enslave us mentally, physically, and spiritually. And what we're trying to do now is just open up the door just a little bit, crack it open, so that people can start looking at things for themselves. I always like to say, see the world through the eyes of a child. You know, don't look at through, you know, the things that we were taught and stuff. Look at the world for what it is. And the world can be a very beautiful place, but that's only if we decide as people to come together. And that's what they fear more than anything else. People coming together, getting away from this system that has been placed upon us to keep us in slavery. Okay? So I'm very, very, very excited about what's getting ready to happen with the 14 Eagles platform because I know what it has the ability to do. I know what the potential is. And with that being said, family, let nothing and no one stop you. Again, we want you to understand, if you give from your heart, share your love, and accept your blessings, there's nothing that we cannot do. So with that being said, family, please, you know, we like to leave no stone left unturned. We record these calls so that you can get it out to your friends and family, okay? And if you're not getting these emails and stuff, go to Control Tower at 14eaglesden.com. Control Tower at 14eaglesden.com. Become part of our email database so you can receive this information. We send out these calls every Friday as soon as we finish with them. You know, we put them out there for the world to see. Okay? Bring your friends and family. Let them hear it for themselves. Let them hear the passion. Let them hear the concern that we have for each other. And let them decide for themselves. You know, if they have questions, they will be answered. You know, we're going to have videos and things out that, you know, is going to talk about the platform and, you know, how to get people in and how to play it forward and things like that there. But the key is right now, just bring them to the calls and let them listen for themselves. So, family, we will see you again next Thursday, 8:30. We're here every week. We're here, you know, because we're going to be here because we're, you know, as you guys start to come to this here, we want to be here for you because we have an opportunity now to really, really change the world by becoming more spiritual and having the questions that our grandparents used to ask and their parents used to ask about what's going on with the universe today. We have the answers now. We have the tools now to get the answers that we've been looking for. So, family, again, we will see you next week. Bless you, and we love you, and we'll hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Peace.